For Sagittarius ascendant, Cancer sign falls in your 8th house. Now, 8th house is the house of your in-laws. 8th house is the savings of your wife. 8th house is also the house of Tantra, Mantra, mysticism, occult, secret activities, transformation, the house of longevity, and the house of accidents. And a debilitated planet, that to Mars, when getting debilitated in the 8th house in Cancer sign, gives you a lot of risk of accidents. It gives you a lot of strifes and misunderstanding between you and your in-laws. This will also create problems of you getting involved in tantric activities, because of which you shall face problems. So stay away from all these things, because a passive aggressive Mars doesn't know how to behave, and because of that he will end up getting into trouble. So don't delve into these things, and don't try to fight with your spouse to get their savings, because you have to survive on your own money and not on the money of your spouse. For Capricorn ascendant, Mars is getting debilitated in the sign of Cancer in the 7th house. The 7th house is the house of your life partner, your spouse, husband or wife. The 7th house is the house of your business partner. The 7th house is your business. The 7th house is the contracts and dealings that you do for your business. It is also the legal contracts that bind you with somebody else. So a debilitated Mars coming into the 7th house will first affect the vitality and health of your life partner. It will create problems and misunderstandings between you and your business partner. It will also create legal problems if you don't properly abide to the rules and regulation and contracts which you have signed. So you need to be very careful in this regard, and you need to make sure that you don't become passive aggressive and over emotional and use wrong means when it comes to partnership and business dealings. For Aquarius ascendant, Cancer sign falls in the 6th house, and Mars is debilitated in the 6th house through transit. Now, 6th house is the house of your pets, 6th house is the house of your servants, 6th house is the house of your daily routine, 6th house is the house of service. 6th house is also the house of diseases and debts, that is the loans which you take from bank. This debilitated Mars in the 6th house will create problems between you and your servants. It will create problems with you getting bank loans if you were trying for that. It will also create problems in the health of your pets, so you need to take care of your pets a lot. This debilitated Mars in the 6th house also increases the chance of accidents, because the 6th house is the house of your fights and accidents, and Mars getting debilitated, you will lose your emotional stability and you will start getting involved into fist fights, because of which you might end up in trouble. And the 6th house is also the house of crime. So you have to be very careful so that you don't involve yourself in criminal activities. And if you see a criminal activity happening somewhere, then you need to stay away from that place, my friends. For Pisces ascendant, Cancer sign falls in the 5th house. The 5th house is the house of love, creativity, romance, education. The 5th house is the house of politics. The 5th house is the house of movies and creative pursuits. And this Mars getting debilitated in the 5th house will cause problems for people involved in politics, will cause problems in the romantic and love life of people. It will also cause problems to the health of your child, because the 5th house is your first child, and a debilitated planet transiting in the 5th house, and that to Mars, will cause burning problems and issues and emotional instability between you and your child, and also in the health of your child. So you need to take care of the attributes and aspects controlled by the 5th house, and then you shall be safe. Now, what is the remedy for this debilitated Mars? What is debilitation of Mars? A warrior is being forced to behave like a mother in a kitchen. So a soldier who does surgical strike, who gets missions accomplished, is asked to come into a kitchen and cook. So he starts steaming, that he finds uncomfortable, that this is not my cup of tea, this is not where I dwell. I have to be in the war zone, I have to be in police, in defense, but I am forced to do household work. So that is how this Mars is misbehaving. Now, the ultimate remedy for Mars is, whenever Martian energy gets low, you need to give power, or you need to see the position of the Sun and Jupiter. If Sun and Jupiter are well placed in your horoscope, then it is not a problem. The energy and power of Jupiter and the radiance of the Sun will balance this Mars out. Also, if Mars is well placed in your horoscope, it is exalted or in own sign, then even though Mars is getting weak in transit, but still there won't be much problems. So I hope I am able to justify and give you an absolute prediction about the influence of Mars getting debilitated in Cancer sign through transit. And remember to take one banana every day, because a banana, a ripe banana, a yellow banana, carries the energy of Jupiter. And every day morning when you wake up during this period when Mars is debilitated, if you take one banana and put it into your system, this will actually balance your emotion. And also remember to take a lot of water, increase your water intake, drink a lot of water, because water is signified by moon. And when you have a lot of water into your system, then Mars will have the energy to sustain in you. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you like this transit video. Please subscribe to Purab's Astrology. And during the shoot of this video, there were a lot many problems, so that is why I was not able to do this with full concentration. But I have tried to give my best. I love you all. Adios. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.